Monsters in the dark, a bump in brothel, Shane scared? Grab a snack and help us unpack all that and more. It's time for
Ghost Files Debrief.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Ryan Bergara, and that thing over there is my colleague Shane Madej.
Each week we turn to you to answer your burning questions here on Ghost Files Debrief. And I gotta say, Ryan, it's great to be back in the chair.
That's right.
I was gone last week.
Vacation.
Two weeks ago, yeah.
You were celebrating your anniversary, correct?
Yeah, and I did so by losing my wedding ring.
Nice.
It's the biggest mystery I've encountered.
Still haven't found it, huh?
No, I haven't.
Oh man, that sucks. Well,
I'm very distraught.
If it makes you feel any better, according to you, I haven't found any ghosts.
Yeah, I guess we both...
Heavy emphasis on according to you.
Yeah. Bracken Fern.
That's right, we're here to talk about Bracken Fern. Now, normally we have been recording these debriefs live over on Watcher TV, but because we are actually out in the field recording Ghost Files currently, we won't be able to do it. So we are pre-recording this for both Watcher TV and YouTube.
So hello.
Hello to everybody.
Hi. Well, here's something exciting, though, to make up for that. You know what's coming down the pipeline?
What?
3 very exciting episodes of Ghost Files.
That's right. Now that you're watching this, next week we are going to be showing part 1 of our 24-hour investigation. I think we still don't know what we're calling it. I think it's still Ghost Files. We're calling it Ghost Files Alone Together internally.
GFAT.
GFAT, exactly. And it's going to be Shane and I returning to the Sorrel Weed house and locking ourselves in there for 24 hours. I have been burrowed in my little edit bay, editing that for the past month and a half. Very excited for you guys to see that, and I hope you like it.
We had a lot of fun.
We had a lot of fun making it. I had a lot of fun editing it, a lot of long nights, but I think it was worth it. We'll see. Well, let us know if you guys like it, and we'll see if we'll do more. But we had a blast, and we got some pretty good stuff.
I'm sure we did.
We got some pretty good stuff.
Now, before we get into questions...
What the hell are you doing? Oh my God!
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, the shirt.
The shirt, of course.
Okay, I thought you were gonna do something.
That was a
else.
little. That was a little.
I don't know what that was.
What was that?
It was like a strip tease.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, I'm not gonna take the shirt off. I can show you.
I don't.
They're a nice new Ghost Files shirt.
Yeah, let's keep it on the shirt.
Designed by me.
That's right. It's a good design.
That's a Shane Madej original. I was walking around Los Angeles. You know, you walk around the city, you go to brunch. And I was walking past a telephone pole.
Yeah.
And they had all the little flyers all over it. And I said, you know, I'm a guy, I see inspiration in the world around me.
Yeah, you're like Oppenheimer.
I'm like Oppenheimer.
Looking at the Picasso painting.
If I made a Ghost Files shirt, it looked kind of like one of these, like, learn to play guitar flyers, you know? And that's this.
You're the father of that shirt.
That's right. We also have it in black.
Just in case you were wondering, yeah.
Well, we released the white version.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of people were like, I spill.
Yeah.
I want this in black.
Yeah.
So we did that. And you can get them over on watcherstuff.com.
That's right.
They're beautiful. I love them. They're incredible.
I like it. It's a great shirt.
Yeah.
But let's talk about Bracken Fern.
Bracken Fern.
Well, so as alluded to in the episode, there was stuff that happened on this investigation that did not make the episode, much like our much chronicled trip to Island of the Dolls back in the BuzzFeed Unsolved days.
Yes, this was the first time that we had a sort of similar
experience,
sort of extraneous experience beyond whatever was going
crazy,
on.
Though.
No.
But yes, we had an experience, and if you want to watch that, you can see that over on Road Files, which is the behind-the-scenes show for Ghost Files.
We chronicle the whole thing.
We chronicle a lot of it. Yes. And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
But anyways, what'd you think about this location overall?
It was a very cool location. It's up in the mountains near Los Angeles.
Lake Arrowhead, yeah.
Lake Arrowhead, beautiful, beautiful spot. Not my favorite mountain town around here, because the lake's all private and it's owned by a bunch of rich people and they don't let you go on their beaches. And I think that sucks. You go to well, that's true.
Are you going night after
One time, Sarah and I rented a cabin up there.
Yeah.
And the person was like, you can go to the beaches, you just have to lie to them and tell them that, you know, you're staying at your aunt's house.
Cool.
So we went to the beach and we were like, hey. And they were like, do you live here?
Oh, damn.
And we were like, yeah, we have the pass for the beach. And they were like, where are you what's your address? And I was like, it's my aunt's house. And they were like, it gave me guff.
Did they follow up with that? Did they?
No, they let us through,
Nice.
but they're assholes.
Is this a security?
Fuck Lake Arrowhead.
Okay. Anyways.
But it was a great location.
It's a great location, Brackenfern. It was a 2-for-1, Brackenfern Manor, and then the Tudor House. Tudor House, a restaurant. We've investigated a couple restaurants in our day, but never like a 2-for-1 like this.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
And then there's like a rumored tunnel underground that connects the two locations.
And we never found that tunnel, did we? Is it locked off?
Yeah, apparently the ghost.
I think someone was
guys
using
say
that
they-
tunnel. I think someone was using that tunnel.
What does that mean? Is that like a innuendo of some sort? Or?
No, I think that's a reference to the shenanigans we encountered.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes. Okay. Yes. Honestly, maybe you're right. There might be some sort of underground Scooby-Doo network.
Did you like it? I liked it because it wasn't a huge place.
It was not. No. I mean, 4 floors, I think.
Yeah. But it was a solid investigation. A lot of rooms for such a small building.
A lot of rich history. Mobs, mobsters, gangsters, movie stars. Hangers moving, but we'll put that all in the box. Remember that? John Connor talking about everything. Let's put it in the box.
So what he said?
Yeah, he's like, you don't have to think about it.
Funny guy.
Put it on the box.
Funny guy.
It's great way to live your life. Anyways, why don't we go ahead and get into some questions, because that is in fact what this show is, our question and answer show. So let's meet some cues with some A's, huh?
When I'm walking through a haunted house, I'm not on a green screen. Oh, hello there. People always ask me, Shane, what's the scariest part of a ghost hunt? You'd think it's the ghosts, the shadow figures, the footsteps in the dark. But since those don't actually exist, the real horror is cold feet. Yeah, that's why I only hunt in Bombas Sunday slippers. Hard bottom soles for protection and Sherpa lining to keep my little tootsies warm. And Bombas is more than comfort, they give back. For every item you purchase, they donate to someone in need. Over 150 million essentials donated through more than 4,000 giving partners across all 50 states. And Bombas offers international shipping to over 200 countries. Perfect for gifting or keeping for yourself. And with the 100% happiness guarantee, if you lose them, get the wrong size, or you just don't love them, well, Bombas makes it right. Ryan, was that you? Feel good and do good with Bombas. New customers get 20% off their first purchase. Just go to bombas.com/watcher and use code WATCHER at checkout.
Here comes our first one from Ames. Hello from Australia.
Oh, hello.
Loved the episode as per usual. For debrief, what was it about the basement that felt most unsettling for Shane? Was it the mess/chaos? The fact that a human could be hiding/squatting somewhere? Or just something about the overall vibe? Especially since you guys mentioned it felt worse than St. Ignatius. That's a great question, Ames.
There's a variety of things that were wrong with that basement. I mean, it could be the house full of junk that I've never seen a volume of, of junk.
The junk goes a long way for me.
Yeah,
there's a certain junkiness that feels very Buffalo Bill.
Yes.
St. Ignatius actually sort of had this, but it was in a few small rooms. Yeah. This was like if you took those creepy rooms in St. Ignatius and sort of blew them up to a giant basement. It really felt off.
Do you remember that movie with Jack Black? I think it was called Envy.
Yes, where they vaporize.
Yeah, they had a spray called
He invents a spray that makes poo disappear.
Yeah, but when it disappears,
it all goes somewhere.
It all goes somewhere. This is like if there was a vaporize to get rid of clutter in your house.
Like this is the drop-off point for 1-800-GOT-JUNK?
Yeah, and like you sprayed like this mug, and I want this mug gone, it would just appear in this basement. That's what the organization at least looked like.
It was also like, from a lot of eras, sort of retro junk is especially creepy to me.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of weird items down there. There was
if I see a Labubu,
sure,
a bunch of discarded Labubus,
you can wrap your head around that.
Sure. Even Beanie Babies.
Somebody's been here recently that, they
didn't want this Labubu.
that was born after 1990.
Yeah.
But there was also a giant pile of shit. And then there was also...
There was a pile of shit.
And then there was also a dead bird. So, it had all the facets.
It had junk, shit, bird.
It had everything.
Those are the three things.
And spiders. A lot of spiders.
And I think a brown recluse. Yeah. Or do we have Black Widow?
In the episode, there is a part where you're like, I'm pretty sure that's a brown recluse.
Yeah, it looked like it had a little violin.
Yeah, well, we'll never know, I guess. But I was definitely thinking about that when I had to go back down there for my solo. Because one of you...
I didn't even go there for my solo.
Yeah, I know. You let me off the hook, but one of you folks out there made me go back down there.
Yeah.
So I hope you're happy.
All that plus what we get into on Road Files contributes to the creepiness of that basement.
Yes, I would say half of it was just the insidious and just objectively terrifying nature of that basement. And then half was the Scooby-Dooing that was going on.
I just want to clarify to the audience that is watching this on YouTube, we're not trying to be intentionally withholding about this information. It's just that we don't... we don't want it to get out there too much because we're mildly afraid of some of the people.
We're afraid of what happened and of possible retribution.
Yeah, so that's that. Okay, sorry
there
about
you
that.
go. That's that.
But it is over on Road Files on Watcher TV.
Yes.
So, whatever. Next question.
This comes from Callum P. Rushton. That's a good name. Great episode, guys. Honestly, I think this place might need more attention. Would you both consider doing a 24-hour video here? I think there's so much more evidence here. That may well be true, Callum, but here's the thing. I'm never going back to this place because of the aforementioned shenanigans.
Yeah, but I mean, granted, I've only done one 24-hour location.
Yes.
I think the bigger the better with those.
Yes.
Even the place we do the upcoming 24 hours is at the, as you mentioned, Sorrelweed House in Savannah, which is pretty big.
Yeah.
But even there, like, there's certain areas, like we couldn't really go up to the top floor too much.
No, but there was at least 2 buildings.
There were 2 buildings, but we were sort of in the same proximity for the majority of that. I would love to do one of those. And the plan, I mean, if you enjoy the 24 hours with the 2 of us, we do intend to do another one next year.
If you guys want us to.
If you want us to. And I would like to do someplace a little bigger. Because it would be nice for us to sort of feel a little isolated at times. You know?
One thing I did like about the place that we were just at, and I know we're not supposed to be talking about that, but
we can
because
it's coming up. It's very
there's
exciting.
2 buildings, right? And I have audio recorders in different spots in both of those buildings. So if I hear a noise that's, compelling to me and I could hear it in both audio recorders, that to me suggests it's something that's outside, like, like a car or something, But if I could only hear it in the one, the one recorder in one of the buildings, that's a little more interesting to me. That was one of the cool things about it, the layout of this house, was because I had time codes on everything, so I was able to debunk more than I ever been able to debunk.
I can't remember if any of this made it into the footage that we recorded, but did you include me staring out the window at the ghost tours?
Oh yeah. There's a sequence in there that you're gonna like a lot. Now, Shane, not a single person at this company has seen a frame of this edit. All 3 episodes of it, by the way. Much like when
a Puppet History finale?
Yeah, much like Ghost Files Alone last year. It's just like, when Shane and I dug in on our project, we just kind of burrow in and then reemerge with the not to say the stone tablets from the mountain, but more like what's a lesser version of that. I don't know, the Twinkies from the fucking store or something. I don't know.
Twinkies from the fucking store.
Yeah. We you guys will see the edit pretty much the same time Shane will. So,
well, I'm excited. But yes, I don't think this is an ideal location to return to for a 24-hour. But I do think there's a lot of potential places that we've sort of been looking at for another one. So good question, Callum.
But also appreciate the recommendation. And if you guys have any more recommendations for locations, just in general,
or if you've got a nice house,
or if you have a haunted house, let us know in the comments.
Even if it's not haunted, just say it is. And if it's nice, if it's got a pool.
Well, I'm gonna need to see some proof.
Yeah, proof. Fake it. We'll show up. 24 hours.
Don't fake it.
Fake it. Next question. Next question is from Bertie. What an absolute banger of an ep. Ryan, is your busubi fried?
Okay.
Or did you get it to work? Thanks. Goalies.
And it's clearly
Ghoulies?
Clearly, Birdie's trying to say ghoulies there.
Ghoulies, of course. Thanks, ghoulies.
Yeah, I mean that thing's toast. I don't know.
It's fucked?
It's completely fucked. I don't know what happened to it. We got another one though, so.
Oh, good.
I don't know how it happened. There's obviously the paranormal possibility that it got fried by something. We've had cases where batteries drain really quick and everything like that, but
It's because ghosts suck it.
They suck it. They suck it dry.
Yeah.
But no, and you know that's happened before. We never had one completely kill a piece of equipment, or it got plugged into a charger that was higher than the voltage that it was rated for, and it just fried the inside of it. I have no idea how it happened. We travel a lot with this equipment, so it's also possible some bumps may have hurt it. I have no idea.
You ride those things hard and you put them back wet.
I do, as per code.
Next question.
This comes from Laura. For debrief, I noticed that there weren't a lot of devices used in the basement. Was there a reason for that? Or was it just cut out because nothing happened?
Somebody fucking stole it. Somebody stole our equipment. I can tell you that. Well, it seems like
it would appear.
It would appear.
That's some of our monitoring equipment was stolen from the basement.
Not by anyone that you've seen on camera, okay?
No.
The wonderful John Connor.
No.
And maybe not by anyone else. But it seems like either somebody misplaced it.
They misplaced it and then replaced it in their house.
Or it disappeared like magic.
Theoretically. This is all theoretical, of course, because of course we can't say.
So there were some things that
happened for sure.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know.
And because of that, I then considered a lot of anything in that room to be contaminated because who knows?
Also, to be clear, this was it was a pretty sprawling place. It wasn't huge, but it was like one building with several floors and then another building with several floors. So the stuff was really quite spread out.
And the basement was attached underground of the building that we were not in for 95% of the shoot.
Yeah, true.
So, yeah. There it is. Okay, moving on.
Next question. This is from Angela at 3459. It looked like someone was behind Ryan in the far left corner. I think it's actually a silhouette of an object / Ryan, but it scared the crap out of me when I saw it. Crying, laughing emoji, slightly tilted. Great episode.
Slightly tilted. That's how I wake up every day.
Slightly tilted.
Slightly tilted.
Let's take a look at this.
Mentally, of course.
Is this somebody's gun down here?
I think they said where? There was somebody in the.
Somebody's gun down here?
Oh, I see.
That's
a head. That's just a bust.
It's a bust.
Or if not, it's a crew member. But I'm pretty sure that's.
It was a pretty big space, and there was a lot of junk. It was like the almost stereotypical example of like, when you see like a coat rack and you think it's a person.
Yeah.
I kept looking around being like, ugh.
No, it's
tough to say. Could be Carter. I want to be clear. Always nice to see Carter.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Carter.
That's just the Seaman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seaman, huh?
Seaman.
All right. Well, let's go to another question.
Seaman. All right. Ryan, take it away.
This comes from Shannon L. Johnson. For the debrief, why did you not send Shane into the basement during his solo? It was our one chance to see him scared. That's a good question. Shane had mentioned he did not want to go down there, and it didn't occur to me to be like, no, you're going down there.
I'm always impressed. Like, there's times when I'm like, yeah, I don't want to do that. And the clear, emotion on my face is like, it doesn't seem fun. It makes me uncomfortable. And I always expect everyone, you producers, to sort of pounce on that and be like, well, then you should do it. And no one ever does that. In this case, I was like, that basement is yucky.
That's
and
true.
Everyone was like, well, then don't worry, we'll send Ryan down there. I was like, oh, okay.
Here's the thing, though. It's the audience sent me down there, first off. But also, secondly, I didn't want to send you down there because I did see all those spiders. And I was like, I don't want him to get bit by a spider. So that was the main reason.
You sent Ryan down there.
Well, they didn't know.
You did.
They didn't know it was infested by spiders.
They didn't know that.
But it was on the challenge card, so I had no choice.
It also, I wanted to be very thorough in that other house.
Sure.
It's like, what do we have, 20 minutes, 30 minutes?
Look, let it be clear. If I had the option to not go down
wouldn't have gone.
I would have not gone down there. But
I did spend a lot of time in the other house.
Yes.
So I did my work.
It was a big house. There was a lot of rooms that you guys didn't even see. That happens a lot in this show. We'll go to different places or different rooms rather in a location and just nothing happens or it's not particularly interesting visually, and especially if those two are both occurring, then yeah, we just cut them out. But there was one room in here that had like a full knight's outfit, like a full metal knight.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that. Next question. This one's looking like it's from John. Hello, John. At 1902, the voice sounded like a girl saying hello to me. Yeah, I hear that.
I heard something.
Hello. What do you think about that, Ryan?
I mean, I could see it.
You can hear it.
Well, I mean, I think it's conceivable that it says that, but I think if I don't feel like I could play it without preempting or letting anybody know what I think it says, and people can't unanimously, hear a certain word, I just usually will put unintelligible.
No. That's not true.
Or put possibly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the possible. Because I was like, sometimes you put things down where I'm like, no fucking way,
Or
dude.
possibly.
No fucking way.
Or possibly.
You play that for 10 people on the street, they'd be like, what's wrong with your friend? You know?
But in that one, I think unintelligible, I felt good about that one. But I can see hello.
Yeah. All right. Rebecca Boyle.
For the debrief, I don't fully understand what happened in the basement when Ryan said, turn around and say hi. And the boys laughed. Was Shane spooked by something?
I don't remember this.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not the...
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's pull out the spirit box.
Turn around and say hi. The most scared I've ever seen you look. Oh, I think we... No, it was just because it was so horrifying.
It's a funny face.
I mean, maybe I was just laughing at you saying, turn around and say hi.
Yeah, I think we were just trying to make ourselves feel better.
We were a little nervy.
It was not a fun environment in that basement.
We get giggly when we're especially like, this sucks.
Well, especially if it's a situation where half of the reason why I'm in particular scared is because of actual health concern.
Yeah.
Of like, there were so many spiders down there, and it just was pretty dusty and grimy. And then, of course, there's the threat of ghosts and apparently some sort of dark entity down there. So I wasn't stoked. So I'm probably just trying to keep myself entertained there, would be my guess.
When I was at Columbia College in Chicago, and I was always walking between classes in Chicago, there was always this one overpass that was full of spiders. And I would always talk about writing a show called Spider City, where a person gets shrunk down to the size of a spider, and they, at the beginning they go, it's time to go down to Spider City, and then a bass line would kick in like doop beep doop 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 doop. So I'm not uncomfortable around spiders, but certainly that basement did freak me out a little bit.
But you quite literally didn't want to go down to Spider City.
Doop, 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 doop. That's when the bass line comes
You
in.
had the perfect opportunity to go down to Spider City
Down to
IRL,
Spider City.
and you didn't do it. So I would say that you probably are scared of spiders.
No, I don't think so. I would have gone down to Spider City if you
But
asked
you-
me to.
but you didn't.
But I would have. I would have gone down.
But if you wanted to, you would have.
Next question. Hank, 4:30.
Almost.
Yeah. This is Hank's giving us a timestamp here. 36:36. I honestly think your bodies are just subconsciously picking up on the 100 or so hazards surrounding you. I mean, who knows what you were all breathing in? That's your spidey sense of self-preservation. Listen to it and run.
That's an unreliable narrator in my brain. If I listened to that voice all the time, I would run away from everything.
You'd be locked in a closet in your house.
Yeah, I'd be in a straitjacket.
You wouldn't eat.
Like Hannibal Lecter, dude.
Yeah,
Had to wheel me out.
You'd have the cage over your mouth.
Had to wheel me out on a dolly, dude. A two-wheel dolly. Look, I worry about this all the time. I'm not gonna lie. Just from, like, I've even noticed that the Ghost Adventures boys, when they go to really particularly grimy places, they have like those like masks that like painters wear.
KN95.
No, like the fucking painter
the big ones, the big
like
ones.
they have like
Do we need those? Respirators?
Yeah, respirators.
Respirators.
Maybe we need one of those.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, if Baggins is out there doing it, maybe we should do it. Cause like,
WWBD.
I mean, look, if he's that much more
WWZBD.
more concerned about his health,
I know what he would do. He'd put up some big numbers.
Well,
in the morning. He'd eat a lot of protein.
Yes, well, I'm saying he could kick both of our asses, and he's out there with the respirator.
Yeah.
So maybe he's on to something. Because, like, what's going on in our lungs now?
That's a great question.
Just cobwebs and weed for me.
That's it.
Just cobwebs, weed, and asbestos.
That's the name of your autobiography.
Yeah.
Cobwebs and weed.
Yeah, that's
The Bergara story.
I wish.
Yeah, are our spidey are they shot, our spidey senses? Are they? Because I'm so good at now. We've been to so many horrific places where when we're in them, I'm like, well, this is disgusting and horrifying. Never mind, put it in the box.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if our spidey senses are shot. I think they're shot in particular on this show, but I mean, I that spidey sense is almost always inaccurate for me, so I don't really ever pay attention to that.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Hank.
Oh, thank you, Hank.
Thank you, Hank.
Moving on to the last question.
Oh, who's this from?
Hannah Warwick.
Warwick.
What are possible reasons why a place that's haunted may not be active 24/7?
That's a great question, Hannah.
I mean, it's the same reason why. I mean, you're not in your house 24/7.
Oh fuck! You got me there. God damn, dude, you got it ready. You got an answer for everything. I was gonna say, let's watch him wriggle out of this one. He's like, wow, yeah, are you at your home all the time? Yeah.
You aren't.
He's right.
I bet you aren't.
Yeah. Fuck.
Or also, like, even if they were there, it's possible.
Do they go on errands?
Or they're scared, or they're asleep, or they just don't want to interact with us. Like, if somebody
Holy
came into my
shit.
house and I had no control of whether or not they did that, and I couldn't communicate with them,
They did that.
I guess I would be hiding, or maybe I would be like, I'm not going to talk to these two.
Wow. I never thought about it like that.
Well, they were
I really didn't.
They were people.
Is daytime nighttime for ghosts and the other way around?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Because when we do our 24-hour investigation.
Yeah.
You folks
They don't
will
seem
see
to know what's going on.
It's just as active in the daytime as it is at night. It looks scarier at night, I'll tell you that. But at daytime,
You hear a lot more Chevy Malibus driving by in the daytime.
in the daytime, perhaps. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was a good time. I cannot wait for you guys to see that 3-parter.
Do ghosts ever haunt a car? Has a ghost ever haunted a car?
No, but I've often talked that if I were to die in an untimely way, somewhat soon probably,
Ooh.
and I was able to haunt you, it would be so much fun to haunt your car radio and just turn it into
Like Wolfman Jack?
No, just turn it into a spirit box. I'd make any time you get in your car, it turns into a spirit box, so you could never escape.
Could you play like a music though? Could you play some of the? What would you play to let me know that you?
Well, I guess in order for it to sound like a spirit box, I would have to make the spirit box noise with my mouth as a ghost. I'd have to go.
Yeah, you would. Yeah.
And then maybe you'd shed a tear or something because you'd be like, remind you of your old pal.
Can you play Just So I Know? Can you play Conga?
Yeah. By Gloria Estefan.
Gloria Estefan and the Miami Sound Machine.
It's a good song.
Come on, shake your body, baby, do that conga. No, you can't control yourself any longer. Feel the rhythm of the music getting stronger. No.
I do that. Everyone, you heard it here first. The day I die, anytime you hear the song Conga,
That's him talking to you.
I'm in the room.
Yeah.
Just
He's
know
with
that.
us.
I've been summoned.
It would be crazy if we took out the spirit box and it's like, don't,
And then let me hear you scream. I
love that. Well, that's something to look forward to. I guess you're deaf. I don't know.
No. I don't plan on it happening soon. But,
No.
You know.
You never do.
You never know.
That's going to do it for this week's debrief. As we said, very exciting. Next week begins the 3-part Ghost Files Alone Together, if we're calling it that.
I don't know.
In Savannah at the famous Sorrel Weed House, where you once believe you saw a full-bodied apparition.
That's correct. And we, in exhaustive approach, try to recreate that.
Yes.
At this place, we have 24 hours to do it. It's split up into 3 parts. The first part is us getting there, learning the history, meeting the docent, doing a little investigating, having some fun. Second part is the daytime investigation. The last part is the nighttime investigation. Because we have so much footage. I mean, it's 24 hours rolling straight.
It's a lot of time.
Plus all the stuff that we shot before that. So I'm very excited for you guys to see it. You're going to love Aubrey. She's very fun. and knowledgeable.
She's the docent.
Yeah.
We chatted with her on our podcast, Get Scared.
That's correct.
A lot of fun. And we'll be doing a debrief at the end of those 3 episodes.
Yeah. And also just another bit of housekeeping here. Because that's a 3-parter, we are going to be airing all 3 parts consecutively. So Friday, then the Friday, then the Friday. So instead of doing Ghost Files, then Ghost Files Debrief, Ghost Files, then Ghost Files Debrief, we're going to put all 3 parts 3 weeks in a row, and then we'll have one big debrief at the very end that will be live on Watcher TV October 24th. So we hope to see you guys there, and we could talk about what you guys thought of the special, I guess we could call
That's going to be a fun debrief. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week when we go to Savannah.
That's right. We'll see you guys in Savannah.
Yeah.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Oh, hello there. If you enjoyed that episode of Ghost Files, make sure you head over to Watcher TV, where you could get Ghost Files episodes 1 month early, as well as ad-free episodes, extended versions, and live debriefs. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some business. And today we are going to be attempting to stay in one of the most haunted homes in America for a full 24 hours, the Sorrel Weed House.